Good morning, multiverse. Hey there, friends and foes. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box, the pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. And this morning, we are going to take a trippy trip back to the late 60s, early 70s, and ask the question, what stuff was H&R Pufnstuf puffin'? And we are going to do that right after this from the Murdering Crows.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean. Elvis Presley, yeah, he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
Thank you to the Murdering Crows for that awesome theme song. You can get their record, Four Bad Crows, at Amazon, iTunes, Google, or anywhere you buy music. And right up off the top of the bat, we want to thank our Super Cereal Box friends, Eli Cash, Cindy Kep, Sharice Collins, Dave Manginelli, Dave Mattingly, Greg and Crystal Jones. And you too can have your name in lights at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. And this episode is brought to you by my books, Tales of the Decoverse, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookstores all over the country. And of course, our good friend Sarah Jenkins' book, Every Beaten Path, available from your local bookstore or any bookstore around the country. Go in and ask for it. So welcome to the rec room this morning. You guys, we are in for a trippy treat this morning. HR Pufnstuf. Who's your friend when things get tough? HR Pufnstuf. Can't do a little because you can't do enough. I have no idea what that lyric means. All my life, I've wondered, what does that mean? You can't do a little because you can't do enough. Someone help us with that, because we're going to be talking about HR Pufnstuf. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Now, this is a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. And when I was a kid, Saturday mornings meant big bowls of cereal, sitting down in front of the TV, watching cartoons, reading comic books, kung fu movies, kaiju. And around noon, Mom would say, "That's it. Get out," and kick us out until the street lights came on. But because we didn't have smartphones or tablets at the breakfast table on Saturday mornings, in between cartoons, comic books, and kaiju, we were reading the back of the cereal box. That was like a newspaper to us. That was our world. That was an exposure to pop culture. For me, comics, movies, games, music, all of that came from the back of the cereal box. And that's what this show is all about. And to help me out, please welcome actress, photographer, model extraordinaire. She is a fan of the Ghostbusters, of Jurassic Park, Wizard of Oz, and Friends. She is the original geek girl, the one, the only, the incomparable Dee Bartee. You know what, Dee? I get so into introducing you every morning that I forget to even introduce myself. My name is John Pyka, and Avengers comic books, Star Wars movies, and Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. But welcome, Dee. I'm so glad to see you this morning.
Yay! Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is kaiju? You say that every Saturday, and I don't know what it is.
Godzilla. Big stompy monsters.
Okay, good to know.
All right, Dee Bartee has just had her geek card pulled.
And did I ever have one? I
No.
don't know.
And I think that comment just broke Willow. Standing by in the green room is our other co-host, the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite, your emotional support Canadian. She is a fan of superheroes, comic books, in particular the X-Men. Please give it up for Willow Skylor.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, Willow. How are you this morning?
I'm getting tired of the winter here, so I need something summery.
Who are your friends joining us this morning?
I'm introducing you guys to my twins.
You've got our attention.
I told you I would break the internet, so, and what better way to do it on an episode of H&R Pufnstuf.
Well, so Willow, you don't know this, but you inadvertently, you and your twin friends inadvertently got us bumped from an on-location sponsor because you prompted Dee to say, what did you say, Dee? You yelled it out loud.
I love boobs?
Yeah. Yep. That was it.
I don't have boobs, so Willow's got enough for everybody.
I need to show off my new dress, okay?
And she's got enough for everybody, and she's sharing with the world this morning, and we love that. So I automatically feel much better, Dee. Before we went on the air, Dee and I were talking that I thought I might have a little dose of food poisoning from Arby's last night. It did make me sick. I was up most of the night waiting for something horrific to happen. It did not. But so I didn't think I was going to eat any cereal this morning. But you know what? I feel better all of a sudden. So Good
job, Willow.
The magic of the boobs.
So I'm going to pour a bowl of the Hot Wheels cereal. What is in your bowl, Willow?
I thought you didn't like that one.
I didn't.
Okay.
But there's a twist.
All right.
Willow, what's in your bowl?
I'm trying something new today. Okay, so I found I'm trying to be healthy, much like you guys. Rice cakes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I found these caramel chocolate chip rice cakes at my grocery store. And, I haven't had like cereal with rice cakes before. And I'm sure it's really good.
Wait. Are we doing a Will It cereal?
Will It cereal? Yeah.
Will It cereal with Willow Skylor. So Willow Skylor has the chocolate chip and what rice cakes? Caramel
and chocolate chip.
And she's crumbled up the rice cakes. She's put them in the bowl, and she's going to. You know what? I think this will cereal because some of my favorite cereal is puffed rice.
It looks good.
It will too. I mean, chocolate and caramel and rice. I mean.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
You know what? That is a great idea. Now, what I'm about to do is not a great idea.
Uh-oh.
Because I've got a small bowl of the Hot Wheels cereal. It's in an ice cream bowl. Because the last time I tried this, you remember I told you it tasted like orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. It tastes like orange.
Oh, are you going to try it with orange juice?
And someone suggested I try it with orange juice.
Or somebody suggested whiskey as well. So,
well, I do in whiskey.
Try it with vodka. See if it makes a screwdriver.
But I am going to try it with orange juice. I'm not so sure about this.
John has a cereal parfait. That's what Dave said. Ooh, that just looks disgusting.
No.
That looks. Ugh.
Yeah.
John. Spit that out. Ugh. Oh, you make my stomach hurt. Are you okay?
I don't think that's going to go well with whatever was fighting your stomach yesterday.
No, that is not getting finished. That was a bad idea. Whoever suggested that was
I think the person who suggested it was Sarah, and thank God she's not here today.
Oh my God. That is not good at all. But
Ooh.
oh my goodness. Woo. And Dee, I know that you don't have anything in the bowl, so I usually don't even ask. But you know what? Maybe you need to try the orange juice in cereal. Now, a couple of months ago, last year, they did make a cereal specifically designed to be eaten with orange juice. Post cereals did it. I didn't try it because it never came to Middle Tennessee. Shocking. But I think it was called like I don't know, Sunlight Crunch or something like that. I don't know.
Weird.
It was weird. But
Sunlight Crunch.
something like that. But on Saturday mornings when I was a kid, after cereal, during cartoons, we were reaching into the box to pull out the prize. And D. Bartee, this week, I was at Barnes & Noble, and I saw this, and I had to get it for you.
You guys have anything for me?
Yeah, Willow, put this up on center screen for me.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, that's cute.
This is a Friends cablings. So these are all the cast of the Friends, like little mini pops. But look at this. You attach them to your cords.
that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I picked that up for you. And when I see you next, you will get the Friends cabling. And then I had to show this off for our fans. They're going to love this. So over the weekend, after we did the show last Saturday, my wife and I went on a little trip to Paducah, Kentucky. Had a great time and went through all the antique shops downtown. And in one shop, I found this. This is the Dick Tracy collection.
Oh, wow.
And
Holy crap.
I got it for $5.99. This is the back. This is a box set of the original Dick Tracy serials, film serials. So there are four CDs in this CDs.
Don't we have a picture somewhere of us dressed up like Dick Tracy?
We do. So 4 DVDs of the original Dick Tracy movie serials for $5.99, y'all.
That's so cool.
Dude, that is awesome.
That was the find of a century.
I will try very hard not to gripe about the fact that Dick Tracy is owned by a jerk that doesn't want to let go of of his rights.
Yeah. So, Warren Beatty has created some controversy in recent months, and he appeared on a CNN interview with Anderson Cooper dressed as Dick Tracy just so that he could fulfill the contract to appear as Dick Tracy to maintain his license. And it was bizarre. And C. Michael Lanning says, love Dick Tracy, not much love for Beatty at all. Now, look, I love the Warren Beatty movie. The Warren Beatty movie is a gorgeous movie. It holds up extremely well. It had horrible timing because it was following up on the success of Batman 1989. But that is a movie that was designed to be seen on Blu-ray. When they converted it to Blu-ray and remastered it, oh my God, the colors, the sets, everything was
It's a phenomenal movie, and they could have they could have made that a whole series.
It was meant to be a franchise, but it did not do well at the box office because for whatever reason, people were expecting something different. I don't know how, but C. Michael Lanning says the movie is awesome. He is not. And Dave Mattingly says the costumes and sets were the real stars of the Dick Tracy movie. That is correct. And for those of you who know, I did a character for 20 years, Big Daddy Cool, Johnny Della Rocca. That's how I performed magic. and he was inspired, and all of the costuming was inspired from the Dick Tracy movie. So long love affair with Dick Tracy. So it is time
Wait.
for Dee to show off her new loot.
Okay. So
See what I did there?
I see
Don't
what
try
you
this
did.
at home, folks. I am a trained professional. Go ahead, Dee.
So I've since well, anyway, I fell in love with Pops lately. So I keep anyway. So I found the Avatar ones.
Oh,
Look at this.
that's cute.
I
Are
really
you an
like it.
Avatar fan?
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Look at
Have you
this.
seen the new one?
I have not. Only
That's
because
cute.
it's like really long and I have to prepare myself to sit in one spot for that long. So I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
I haven't seen it yet either, but there's a different reason.
The first one gave me a migraine.
I listen, I am not a fan of Avatar.
Oh,
I did not
loved
I did not
Avatar.
enjoy the first movie.
Oh,
I-
man.
I
Anytime
thought it was
it's on TV, I'm like on.
It was a blatant ripoff of Dances with Wolves, and the visual design was and this was actually a lawsuit. The visual design of the planet Pandora was basically ripped off from Roger Dean's cover artwork for Yes and Led Zeppelin, and Roger Dean sued James Cameron and won.
Oh,
Yeah. So anyway, never a fan of Avatar, but I can't figure out why it did, close to $2 billion worldwide. I don't get it. But
that was the last movie I saw at our IMAX theater that we had here in Winnipeg. Before they closed it down, and the visual effects, as awesome as they are, not meant for 3D. Basically all you got was floating dust particles throughout the whole film.
Well, I thought that was the whole thing about that movie, is that it was shot specifically for 3D. Anyway,
I wasn't impressed with the 3D.
I am not going to I'm not going to dissuade Dee from loving Avatar. Dee, if you love Avatar, I am happy for you.
I
And
love
that-
Avatar like you love Star Wars. So
Well, you know what? That is fantastic, and our fans are now like, Dee's one of us. And look, what I just said about my dislike for Avatar is a hot take. Most people do not agree with me.
Okay, well you can get hate mail just
But
like I
it's
will get hate
true.
mail. That's okay. I'll get hate mail here soon.
Willow, do you have any new loot you want to show off?
Other than my dress.
And the rice cakes? Is
Yeah.
that
Oh, wow.
you disappeared?
Okay, I'm just gonna disappear.
That was a cool magic trick. Speaking of magic, there
So,
we go.
yeah,
Wow.
that-
Wow.
That's the dress.
Wow. See, okay, Willow.
Mhm.
Willow.
That's a very pretty dress, Willow.
It is very pretty, and
I think.
you look amazing in it.
Mhm.
But let's have a conversation for just a minute. Just you and I. Just you and I.
Should I put them away? I'm sorry.
No.
No, leave in there.
But here's what I want to tell you. This is why you're getting messages from creepy guys. Because anyway, I'm just saying, dress like that, and everyone's going to notice in a good way. But then they're going to be the creepy guys who are going to be like, "Hello, Willow."
I'm not making my money with my body.
We can just leave that right there and not touch that one. So now,
No, it's not me this time.
I know. This show has. Oh my goodness!
As I told you, I'm gonna break the internet if I don't.
Listen, you break it all, baby. You be the queen you are.
You keep it up, Willow.
Oh my goodness!
You look fantastic. I love
You
you.
do.
Thank you.
You do. You do look fantastic. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Now it is time for viewer comments. We've had a few, but of course, Dave Mattingly chimed in first thing this morning. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Pufnstuf. And Molly Daniels says, HR Pufnstuf. Good morning, Molly Daniels. And oh, this is funny. DUS, what is a kaiju? And Dave Mattingly says a giant rabbi is a kaiju. Rabbi, Jewish, rabbi, giant, kaiju.
That was over my head.
Dave Mattingly
Yep.
says, what kind of stuff are you puffing? That's what I'm asking about HR Pufnstuf. Dave Mattingly says, Willow, I'm too big for my shirt too, but in the belly part. I don't think she's too big for it. I think it fits perfectly.
I have a well, I really shouldn't say that rhyme here.
Yeah, let's go to PG. Dave Mattingly says, John has a cereal parfait. Yes, I did, and it did not taste good at all. I do not recommend it. And Dave Mattingly says, orange juice is the same color as the Hot Wheels track. That's right. It is. It is. And I love orange juice. I really do. But orange juice is not a good substitute for milk in cereal. It just is not. I want someone to prove me wrong. But Andrew Milden, Drew says sounds delicious.
Nope.
And March 10th, big smiley face from Drew Milden. What's March 10th? Oh, March 10th. He's going to come meet us in Atlanta, D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I knew that, John.
And you know what? I've got a pass for him because I've got 4 passes.
Oh.
Since Sarah can't come, Drew, I can change your name on her pass.
Drew, you could hang out with us
Yes.
the whole weekend. You will be so sick of us. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah, it will be.
Especially because John's friend who feeds me whiskey will be there. So it might be really bad. Last time I had whiskey, it was something. We got in the paper and everything. It was hilarious.
You know what? I never saw that article. I know they printed it in the daily recap of the show, and I never saw it. What did they say? Just that, you know, Bartee became a drunkard in front of our live audience. Is that what they said?
That was after. I just tried it on air. It was afterwards that I took shots, but we didn't have to tell everybody that, okay?
That's funny. Dave Mattingly says, now you can charge your phone with Ross's head.
Yes!
Molly Daniels says...
Nobody knows that.
Wait, what was that, D? I don't get that reference.
I know. You
what was it?
Only my friends' fans would.
No.
Molly Daniels says, animals fed, fruity pebbles poured, and just waiting for coffee to finish brewing. See, she enjoys the best of both worlds, D. Fruity pebbles and coffee. But, Molly, will you do what our friend Ivy Roman does? Will you put the coffee in with the fruity pebbles or the fruity pebbles in with the coffee? I want to know if that works. I would really love to know. And let's see. So, C. Michael Lanning says, loved to see a Batman animated show in that style. So, going back to the Dick Tracy conversation and Batman 89, Batman the Animated Series was in the style of Batman 89 and Dick Tracy. And yes, considered one of the best Saturday morning cartoons of all time. And that is on our list for Saturday morning 101. And Drew Milden says, thank you. I do not like Avatar either. Now we know what we're talking about on the live show from Nerdy Gras.
I'm not going.
We're gonna have a discussion about it.
I'm not going. I'm staying home.
And Molly Daniels says about Avatar, I have yet to watch it all the way through. I've only seen bits and pieces. And our friend James Scott, who was with us 2 weeks ago from the Across the Pond Sports Network says, "Good afternoon from Scotland."
He was cool.
Yeah, and you guys saw the video he sent of his son.
Yes.
His son.
Oh my gosh, he's so adorable.
So James's kids were watching the show when he was with us live 2 weeks ago, and they saw us do the taste test of the candy pop, and his son became obsessed with the Snickers candy pop and said, "Dad, you have to get this for me while you're in the States and bring it home." And he did. And he sent us the video of his son trying it. James, I need to ask you if we can post that, if that's okay, but we'll talk offline. And Molly Daniels also says, Avatar is also a blatant ripoff character-wise of a Friends romance series featuring blue people and long braided hair, or was that just on the same wave? I don't know what that is, Molly. You'll have to give us more context.
I feel personally attacked here. Why can I not like something, people?
Well,
that's because James Cameron ripped off a whole bunch of things and combined them into one.
That's right. And Dave Mattingly says, D, congratulations. D, congratulations for out-geeking John on Avatar. So there you go. And Dave Mattingly says, Willow, hubba, hubba. And Molly Daniels, who is a fantastic author, and she writes romance, says, Willow, I need you as my booth babe.
I am for hire.
You would be excellent in Molly's booth. Excellent. Excellent. So we have more comments, but we're going to save them for a little bit and get to them in a minute, because it is time for Saturday Morning 101. And on Saturday Morning 101, we take you, the viewer, and by extension, Bartee, on a trip back in time to a classic, essential Saturday morning cartoon. And, you know, when I was researching this, I sent out polls to our community. I asked, you know, what's at the top of your list? What is an essential? And do you know that not a single person came back with the show that we're going to be talking about today? And that amazed me, in particular, because we're going to be talking about the 1969-1970 classic HR Pufnstuf. HR Pufnstuf. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Pufnstuf. Can't do a little because you can't do enough. And I knew. I gave everyone a heads up early on this one. Normally, I send out the assignments around Wednesday or Thursday and say, hey, guys, this is what we're talking about. This week, I started Sunday night because I knew for a fact that Bartee had never seen HR Pufnstuf and probably never knew it existed. And I suspected that Willow and Sarah never had either. Am I right?
I'm fairly certain I have seen it over the years with my mom and my aunt, but, you know, I know I've heard the song several times. But yeah.
I didn't know it existed. I heard the song on an episode of Full House because, like, whoever was playing HR Pufnstuf was in the mall, and, like, they went, and I think it was just Uncle Jesse that ended up getting into a fight with this guy that was playing it. So I've heard the song, but that's it. I didn't know anything else about it.
And so I sent Bartee a link to an episode, and everybody, this was the heads up that I gave D. I said, I want you to at least be aware of this show because I know you've never seen it before. I want you to watch as much of this as you can. She was able to get through 7 minutes, and that was it. She was done. D, is it an understatement to say that you hated HR Pufnstuf?
I did not hate it.
You said in your email, I hate this.
No, it scared me. The witch scared me. I couldn't watch it. It freaked me out so bad.
The witch was the best part of the show.
Yes. So let me kind of
it going.
let me kind of set the table for everybody. HR Pufnstuf was created by Sid and Marty Krofft, and it starred Jack Wilde as Jimmy, and Jimmy had a magical flute, and somehow this flute, Freddie the flute, transported him to the land of the living things. And in the land of the living things, Jimmy meets Mayor HR Pufnstuf, who I did not realize. Now, I watched this show as a kid. I loved it as a kid, and I never realized that Pufnstuf was a dragon until doing research for the show. So Pufnstuf was a dragon. Everything in this land was alive. The clocks, the books. But the main conflict came in the form of Witchy Poo. Witchy Poo, who was chasing after Jimmy on her vroom broom and her bird brain buzzard companion to get the flute, the magic flute. Now, Witchy Poo was played by Billy Hayes, and Billy Hayes was a brilliant character actress, and she took everything that they did with the witch from Wizard of Oz and amplified it to the nth degree. Dee's not even looking, and
it freaks me out, John.
Willow said that she was the best part of the show, and that is absolutely true. Billy Hayes was so good in this series. It was scary. And I didn't realize this until doing this research, but there are a lot of frames with Witchy Poo getting really close to Jimmy. And there was some kind of weird relationship going on there in the late 60s that would not be appropriate today.
That show would not be appropriate today. Never mind that relationship. There, in the first episode, there was a reference to the winds, like the four winds, northwest, east, and west. East wind. That could not be shown on shown on TV today.
Why? What's
it? It was very. It had a very racial thing towards Asians.
Look,
well,
I'm not.
Does wind not blow from the east?
They could have used a different character for that.
Oh wait, what? Oh, there was a character.
It was a character. It was a very Asian character.
Okay. That's what I didn't. That's what I didn't get. Okay, so Dee, you were gonna say?
I just want to explain. I did not hate this show. Okay, but I have a really weird, irrational fear of puppets. Okay, specifically ventriloquist dummies, but puppets, people in prosthetics, like Witchy Poo. I don't know. It does something to me. It really just. I don't know if something happened to me as a kid or what, but it really just freaks me out so bad. So even
that scene with the puppet,
I hate
probably.
You.
Are you okay with zombie makeup or no?
Yeah, no, it's totally fine with zombie makeup. But like this, and as much as I even love Wizard of Oz, even the witch in Wizard of Oz, sometimes I have to kind of go. I don't know.
I had later on they did the Croft brothers had a show called DC Follies, where their puppets resembled celebrities. Those puppets creeped me out. I could not watch that show.
Even like Lamb Chop. I kind of had an issue with. It's so ridiculous. I can't do puppets. I don't know why.
So Dee, this present that I got you for Christmas, the puppets from HR Pufnstuf, you're probably not going to appreciate that the way that I would.
Is it
These are just
gone?
some
I
of the
feel
toys
like
that were available
gone.
on
Those
shelves.
are actually kind of cute.
Yeah, they're hand puppets, that's what was available, along with this Witchy Poo doll
Why
on
doesn't
store
HR
shelf.
Pufnstuf do? Why doesn't he have googly eyes?
Oh god, I like want to throw up. Like that really, it really bothers me. I'm gonna cry. Like I'm legit. I can't handle it.
Well, so did you guys know that McDonald's?
Do you see how
got-
red my face is, John? I can't. You're killing me.
This is great TV. Did you guys know that McDonald's got sued by
I
Sid
was
and Marty
wondering
Croft
about that.
for this character, Mayor
Mayor
McCheese,
McCheese.
who was, it looks so much like Mayor HR Pufnstuf.
Mhm.
It's remarkable.
Now, see, like the dog that you just showed, that was fine, but like he's cute. The
So-
dress up, like that doesn't bother me. But and Pufnstuf, he's on the verge. Like I can look at him, he's okay. But like the other characters in there, I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I'm such a dork. I'm so sorry. I don't know
Dave,
why.
we had a show called Sci Small, which was very much along the same lines as Romper Room. There was a character that his costume was a giant record, and he held spoons. And when he danced, it creeped me out. I will send you links later, but if we ever do like a Canada, an episode specifically geared towards Canadian television, I'm showing you that.
I think we should. I
Yeah.
think we need to make that happen.
Yeah.
Just so that we can watch the video of Robin Sparkles. D, do you not know Robin Sparkles
No.
from How I Met Your Mother?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Remember, the 80s didn't hit us till the mid 90s.
Well, so
Real lonely.
we're gonna talk about this a little bit more, but HR Pufnstuf only lasted one season.
Really?
Yes.
And everybody's in love with this thing.
Well, it was a huge hit. It was a huge hit.
That's crazy.
And the studio ordered another season, but the problem is it was so expensive to produce in 1969, 1970
I see that.
that the Croft brothers couldn't do it. They had lost money on it. Even though it was a huge hit, they were paying money out of their own pocket to make up the losses, and they couldn't do it. But NBC Universal, the year after the TV show ended, they created a theatrical movie that I had never heard of until this week. I did not know that there was a movie, Pufnstuf, and I started watching it. And if you think that the TV show was trippy, watch the movie. Holy cow.
I don't think
It,
I
and all I can think rewatching this as an adult is, what were the Croft brothers puffin? What stuff were the Croft brothers puffin when they created HR Pufnstuf?
But apparently they weren't on any type of drugs, but I don't know. Their puppets say differently.
Well, yeah, and especially when, I'm sure you guys saw this or Willow, you saw this in your research. They created the banana splits, and I had a picture of the banana splits that didn't load. That was their first gig, was creating the banana splits. La 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 la, and the banana splits were a ripoff of the Monkees, and the Monkees were a ripoff of the Beatles. That's why it's okay for Avatar to be a ripoff. See what I just did there? I just came full circle with HR Pufnstuf.
love you, John.
So let's talk 17 things you did not know, and we probably won't do all 17, maybe 10. But I'll start here, and I just did. Sid and Marty Croft got their start on the Banana Splits Adventure Hour. NBC asked them to develop their own Saturday morning TV show after the success of the Banana Splits with Hanna-Barbera. And apparently, H&R Pufnstuf wasn't a new idea for the Croft brothers. The Crofts had actually produced something for the 1968 World's Fair. It was called Hemisphere 68 because, hippies. And originally, the basic concept of H.R. Pufnstuf was done for the Coca-Cola Pavilion at the fair. And it was originally called Kaleidoscope because, hippies. And this man was a hippie trip. Willow, number 3 on the list. What is that?
H.R. Pufnstuf was originally called Luther the Dragon, which almost certainly will go down in history as one of the coolest names for a gigantic
anthropomorphic.
Thank you. Dragon ever.
Luther the Dragon. That would have been a very different show.
I think, yeah, because the song would totally be different too.
Well, and Luther sounds like an angry kind of dragon, not a happy dragon. And look, all of a sudden, Pufnstuf, dragon, hippies, Puff the magic dragon. All of a sudden, it makes sense where some of the inspiration came from. And but that voice. Hey, Jimmy, I'm HR. I'm the mayor of the land of the living things. I hated that voice. Did I just break D?
This is so funny.
I got it just right, did I?
Yeah, you did.
As a kid, number 4, as a kid, Sid Croft.
So, like my whole family, so
Number 4, as a kid, Sid Croft charged his friends buttons to watch puppet shows in his backyard. That's why buttons are the chief form of currency on Living Island.
That's really
what
cute.
Do you know?
There's not enough buttons in the world.
Number 5, I did not know. Willow?
Judy the Frog is based on Judy Garland. The Croft brothers had toured with Judy Garland for a while as her opening act. The guys were so enamored by Garland, they made Judy the Frog, the resident entertainer of Living Island. That makes sense. Okay.
Had no idea. And now I remember Judy the Frog. And, man, she's horrific. See, around the same time, there was also another show. It was maybe a little bit later in the 70s called the New Zoo Review with Freddie the Frog. And there was a hippopotamus and an owl. And it's the New Zoo Review coming back for you. Anyway. That's an aside. All right, so number 6. And I did know this. Jack Wilde, the actor who played Jimmy, was nominated for an Academy Award. Wilde played the Artful Dodger in the film Oliver. And when Sid Croft was invited by a buddy to view the rough cut of the film, Croft knew immediately that Wilde was meant to play Jimmy, while Wilde went on to garner critical reviews in the musical. He what a great role in Oliver, and he's the youngest actor ever to be nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Number 7, Willow.
Penny Marshall auditioned to play Witchy Poo, along with Billy Hayes, who got the role. The then unknown Marshall, who went on to a successful career as a TV star and then director, was one of the only 2 women who auditioned for the part.
I had no idea.
Wow.
Penny Marshall, she was Laverne on Laverne and Shirley, and the director of A League of Their Own. That would have been a very different show. I don't know. She would do a great job, but I don't know that it would be the same character.
Question, was Billy Hayes also a voice actress around that time?
Yeah, so Billy Hayes had a huge career. She was...
I thought I recognized her voice.
Yeah, she was mostly known as a stage character actress. That's why on the show, she is so much larger than life than anybody else. She is so over the top because on stage you have to be. You can't do this on stage. You have to do this. And it shows through the show because Witchy Poo is just incredibly over the top. And then after this show, she went on to do another Sid and Marty Croft show called Lidsville that we're going to be talking about next week, that she played Jeannie on Lidsville, a completely different character. Now, this is interesting. This would never happen today. Marty Krofft was given guardianship of Jack Wild while the show filmed. And Krofft later said that taking care of the kid proved to be something of a headache and described accepting Wild into his home as something of a mistake.
Oh.
That would never happen today.
Wow.
I
don't recall that being said on their. I'm going to have to look that up because I don't recall anything being said on the link that I sent you of the True
Hollywood Story.
Huh.
Well, let's do two more here. Number 9.
The Krofft brothers were initially against the show's laugh track, but producer Cy Rose insisted. Later, Marty Krofft canceled the bottom line, conceded the bottom line. It's sad. You got to tell them when it's funny. And the laugh track, Cy was, that's the one thing that I hated about the show was the laugh track, and a lot of shows similar to that.
Yeah, that's why I loved Three's Company, because it was and All in the Family, because they were filmed in front of a live studio audience.
So was Friends.
Yep, and Cheers and a lot of those NBC comedies.
I think it's funny if you go back and watch some of the episodes, you can actually hear the different, like you can pick out people that have a unique laugh.
Yeah.
You can actually hear them laughing. It's really funny.
That's cool. All right, number 10. This, speaking of ripping things off, Paul Simon, the singer Paul Simon, once sued the Crofts because the singer believed that the HR Pufnstuf theme song too closely mirrored one of his own works. The song Simon felt was stolen was the 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy. The Crofts agreed to the extent that Simon is actually credited as a co-writer of the show's theme.
Huh.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, similar thing happened with Avatar, with Roger Dean, and he is now credited as the co-creator of the visual design of Avatar. Wow. So, Willow, talk to us about the True Hollywood Story of HR Pufnstuf. I didn't find that in my research, and you sent us the link, and I got to admit, we got it last night, and so I haven't had a chance to watch it. But
I'm going to have to rewatch it because there's definitely something that I've missed. But it tells the story of the brothers and their upbringing and how they came up with the idea of all these shows and the strained relationship between the brothers throughout the years. But somehow they always seem to work it out in the end. But yeah, it's an interesting story. I don't recall them touching on the relationship with the kid, though.
Well, so Jack Wild ended up having a pretty tragic life after this show. He's the youngest actor nominated for an Academy Award. He was brilliant in the movie Oliver, which, by the way, another contemporary, Davy Jones from the Monkees, played Oliver on stage, or Artful Dodger, the same role on stage in London. But he after this show, he really didn't do much else, and he floundered quite a bit. He would do a lot of convention appearances and whatnot, but he died just maybe 10 years ago, and Billy Hayes just died 2 years ago. When I was in bed with COVID, Billie Hayes, the woman who played the actress who played Witchy Poo, and sorry, D, she died 2 years ago during the pandemic. Not from the pandemic, but by the way, if you've ever seen the movie Elf, you've also seen Billie Hayes. She's one of the North Pole elves in Elf.
Oh,
Yeah, one of the older ones.
okay.
So anyway, yeah, all kinds of fun stuff about HR Puffin stuff, and we got some comments here from our fans, from our audience. So yes, so let me see. Oh my gosh, so many. So, by the way, James Scott says root beer is a great substitute. He did that live on the air, and he's sticking by that. You know what?
Only with Fruit Loops.
No, you know what? I'm going to try it. And
I think you should.
oh, Andrew Milden says about Nerdy Gras, woohoo, keep Sarah's name on the pass. It would be hilarious.
They might not let you
Sarah
in.
Drew.
Molly Daniels says, oh no, coffee in a cup, cereal in a bowl. The two shall not mix. And all right, so Molly Daniels says, look up Mystic Valley by Annie Cook. Dancer's Delight, Traveler's Refuge. Okay, someone note that to look it up later. But Molly says, oh my God, I watched the first episode of HR Puffin Stuff to refresh my memory and found a plot hole. Then went down a Sid and Marty Croft rabbit hole for an hour. Well, so originally this morning was going to be a Sid and Marty Croft Saturday morning episode. And the more I prepared, the more I realized there's too much.
They did a lot.
Yeah, we are dividing it into 4 episodes.
I think they helped frame what our pop culture is today.
They really did. And that's why I was shocked when no one mentioned any of their shows as a Saturday morning essential, because their impact on American pop culture in particular is huge. And
the thing is, they weren't just Saturday. It wasn't just Saturday mornings that they did. They did a lot of variety shows, and that was like an essential staple in everybody's home when it came to watching TV at night.
Yeah,
like everybody around that time had a variety show.
Yeah, and we're going to take a deep dive in a couple of weeks on that. But Molly Daniels says, "Who doesn't love Witchy Poo?" I'll tell you who. That girl right there. She doesn't love Witchy Poo. Witchy Poo scares her.
She just scares me. That's all.
You know, Dee, you're a grown adult. You shouldn't be scared by characters on a kid's TV show anymore.
You know what, John? Suck it. Okay, nobody asked you.
Oh, that's not an act right there. She meant that. So, Dave Mattingly mentions this, and yes, speaking of Canadian animation, Canadian TV, Nelvana was an amazing animation studio in Canada, and we will definitely be talking to them. What's going on outside your window, Dee?
I don't know. Some random car just pulled up, and I'm like, what the heck? Okay. They're leaving. We're good.
Molly Daniels, did you watch all 17 episodes of H&R Puffin Stuff? Going down the Croft rabbit hole? I think she's talking about the documentary, Annie Cook. She didn't know about it until she found it on YouTube. And Molly Daniels also says, I loved the banana splits. Who didn't? The banana splits were awesome. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. You guys know banana splits? I can tell by the blank stares on your faces. I have no idea.
I thought you were talking about bananas.
I haven't watched it. But again, like if it wasn't for the Croft brothers bringing this stuff up, we wouldn't have like shows like Barney or
the New Zoo Review, which Molly Daniels mentions. Yes, the New Zoo Review. We wouldn't have There was another one that Ben Vereen did. Also an anthropomorphic animal zoo show. What was that called? Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, a lot of the kids' programming came directly from Sid and Marty Croft. Hey, look who's watching. Keisha Acuff says, "Good morning, beautiful people." And Molly Daniel says, "I had completely forgotten about his accent. Ugh." Welcome to Living Island, Jimmy. Everything here is alive. Dave Mattingly says, "I remember Lidsville, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, Dr. Shrinker, Bigfoot and Wild Boy, and the other Croft shows." Yes, and we're going to be talking about all of them over the next 4 weeks. Yep, it's a 4-week series. You're welcome, D. Bartee.
Great. I might be sick. I feel something coming on. It's going to last 4 weeks.
Well, so the big three are HR Pufnstuf, Lidsville, and Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, because of and then there was the Croft Saturday Morning Super Show. And the Croft Saturday Morning Super Show had shorter shows like the Bugaloos, the Space Nuts, the Bigfoot and Wild Boy, Electro Woman and Dyna Girl, and a lot of big stars were in those shows. Like I think it was the Space Nuts was Jim Neighbors and Ruth Buzzy. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, you had Johnny Whitaker, and Lidsville had Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster. Yeah. And Molly Daniels says, "I mentioned Sigmund a few episodes back." Yes, you did. And that's what sparked this thought, Molly, that we needed to do a whole episode just on the Croft Super Show. Yeah, Molly says, "Electra Woman and Dyna Girl." We did a whole episode on Electra Woman and Dyna Girl in our first season, our first year, so you can go back and watch that. Dee, do you remember anything about Electra Woman and Dyna Girl from our conversations?
Nope.
You don't remember who sang the theme song?
No.
Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, fighting all evil deeds.
No.
I'll leave it to the audience to guess. No Googling. And Dave Mattingly says, "and especially Land of the Lost." And we're going to do a whole episode on Land of the Lost. So that one, D, you're going to love.
Oh my gosh. I was at a restaurant the other day and our waitress had dinosaur tattoos right here. And they were so cute. And she let me take a picture because I was like, I love those tattoos.
Well, you're going to love. Have you ever seen Land of the Lost? Not the movie with Will Ferrell.
Yeah. So I've seen the movie. The cartoon series, I don't know. Maybe.
You're going to love it. It was one of my all-time favorites. And we'll talk about it when we get to that episode in a couple of weeks. Deidre Hall says Molly Daniels played Electra Woman. Big names involved in the Sid and Marty Croft productions. Kind of like, do you guys remember Shelley Duvall's Storytime Theater? Her fairy tale theater? And same thing. Huge names were in those stories, playing parts of on those fairy tales. Shelley Duvall played Olive Oyl in the Popeye movie, directed by.
Yeah. I wasn't aware she had a.
Yeah. Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, maybe is what it was called, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll probably cover it because it was a Saturday morning thing too on I think PBS. But yeah, great stuff. So, Dee.
Yes.
Your final thoughts about your exposure to HR Pufnstuf.
I'm pretty sure I gave you all of my thoughts.
Would you? So, were any of your kids into Barney?
No.
Well, you love dinosaurs.
Well,
You didn't watch Barney?
My kids are a little young for Barney. My brother was into Barney. My brother and I watched Barney.
Your kids are a little.
Well, would
Stop. Take it off. Take it off. I can't watch. Please.
What about the Wiggles?
Yes, the Wiggles.
Well,
love the Wiggles.
your kids might enjoy this.
No.
And lucky you,
That will not be on in my house.
it is available on DVD and Blu-ray, the complete series.
And honestly, I would rather play this than have to go through another year of listening to people talking about Teletubbies.
Teletubbies are a direct result of H.R. Pufnstuf.
People say that they were on drugs when they did H.R. Pufnstuf. What were they on when they came up with the Teletubbies?
Big hug.
So which one of your kids was into Teletubbies, D?
Kaylee, the oldest one. Oh my gosh. That and the Boobas, which come on right after that.
What was the deal with the Boobas? I remember my son would watch that, and I was like,
Oh, he's the
what?
same age as Kaylee.
I know.
Bee-ba. And then they sound like they farted.
But weren't they just like floating bubbles that bumped into each other? That was the whole thing?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember there being a plot
You know what's
to Boobas
hilarious?
or
So
Boobas or whatever they were called.
Abby is 3 years younger than Kaylee, and we got Kaylee a Booba toy or Beeba. I don't remember what they were.
Boobah.
It scared her so bad. She would cry every time you press the button.
Well, Willow has her own Boobas.
Sorry, again, I'll put them away.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Listen, this is going to be the highest rated episode ever.
Again, I'm tired of the winter. I want it to be summer by now.
I love it.
She's got her summer
You guys down south
rain dance going on.
know what you're missing.
It woke me up and made me feel better in the morning, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yep. It's all about you, John.
Yep. Well, it's all about you watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this trip, this journey to discover or rediscover H.R. Pufnstuf. That's the whole point of this series that we're doing, Saturday Morning 101, is to expose you and by extension, D. Bartee, to some of the classics of Saturday morning. Because D, you've admitted on air that you didn't watch a lot of this stuff. You haven't seen a lot of this stuff. In one point, you even said, I hate cartoons because they're on all the time at home with your kids. But these are...
John, I caught my husband watching cartoons by himself the other day. I was like, what are you doing?
What do you mean caught him? What does that mean, caught?
Reliving his childhood.
There's nothing wrong with that. I watch cartoons by myself all the time. What was he watching?
I don't remember. I was
why don't you sit down and watch it with him? Then you would have had a story to tell.
Because I have watched cartoons my childhood, and then for an additional 22 years, I'm good. I'm good.
And yet,
I would rather watch Avatar.
Well, that is a cartoon.
Or Ghostbusters. Or Jurassic Park. Or, grown-up stuff.
Or, you can just watch Ferngully and just appreciate that for what it was instead of the ripoff.
Well, so know that now 65% of the animation produced in the United States on United States TV is for adults. 65% of it is intended for grown-ups. And 45% of the toy market, 45%, almost half, are adults buying collectible toys for themselves.
My marshmallow man.
Yeah.
I love him.
We all love the Marshmallow Man. Very cool. Well, before we leave, we got to remind folks that we have a contest coming up. It is a fan art contest starting March the 1st. We're going to post the fan art submissions, and here are a few of them. This is Dave Mattingly's. We love this. And Eli Cash's. And if you are an artist out there and you would like to do a piece of fan art, and we'll post it on our Facebook page, let our audience vote on their favorite one, and the one that gets the most likes and hearts will win $100. It's that simple. But you got to get in your submissions, and you can do that at backofthecerealbox.fun.
I would love for somebody to do one of us as like the Friends cast. That would be amazing. Somebody do that. Please.
Post it online. So, Bartee,
yes.
I meant you did not do the one thing that I asked you to do.
What?
And that was, I told you to go ahead and post on social media that you were researching H&R Pufnstuf and to watch the comments roll in. Because I did.
I was in the middle of working when you told me to do that. And then you posted that. And I was like, and you tagged me. So
yeah. And you saw the comments come rolling in. People love this show. Willow, what is your final thought about H&R Pufnstuf?
Okay. It is a cheesy show. There were times where I'm just like, what is going on? But honestly, it's not as bad as the newer kids shows that are out now. And, I can see where where a lot of the similarities of today's puppetry shows come into play.
Yeah.
And, so many shows that have similar character styles.
I'm going to dare say that if Sid and Marty Croft had not been as successful as they were with this show and others using puppets and puppetry, that the Muppet Show would never have been greenlit.
Yeah.
Just my thought. Well, ladies, that is it for us this morning. We've gotten through all of the comments, and we've gotten through all of the screenshots, including Dee's favorite, this one. I'm going to torture you from now until the end of eternity on that, Dee. One last thing that we need to share with
I instantly got like, I don't know. It just does weird things to me.
We'll see if you feel the same way about Jeannie on Lidsville. But before we go, we do have to remind everyone that we will be at Nerdy Gras March 10th and 11th in Atlanta, Georgia.
How nerdy are you, Cher?
Do you love gaming, costumes, and cosplay? Grab some beats and come party with us at Nerdy Gras, a 3-day carnival celebration of all things geek. Join the crew for music, entertainment, gaming, cosplay, and celebrity guests including DC Douglas, Steve Jackson, Mark Meir, and Jessica Nova. Friday, March 10th through Sunday, March 12th at the Atlanta Marriott Northeast at Century Center. Visit nerdygras.org for more information.
Join the crew at Nerdy Gras, Cher. Book a room at the hotel for a party that's going to last the whole weekend.
We will be there live, me, Dee, and Drew Milden now. We will be broadcasting on Saturday at 2 p.m. So come by and be in the audience for that. But you know what's amazing? You're not going to believe this. The room rate for this convention is $120 a night. For that hotel in downtown Atlanta, that's a $600 a night hotel.
That's
for
insane.
$129 is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yes, Willow?
No, just that's an awesome deal for the hotel.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. It's incredible. Well, one last thing before we go. If you like our show, make sure that you tell everyone you know. Click like, continue to comment, share it. Whatever platform you're watching on, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bells, and most importantly, send us your cash. We give unto those who give unto us. And if you like
we
our
need to
show,
make it to Nerdy Grow.
yes,
We need gas money.
that's right, we do. And if you like our show, contribute at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. The banner's been running down below the entire show. If you hate our show, donate even more generously so that we can improve it just for you. That's buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. The link is in every episode, and you can help us go further, faster, and farther. And we really, really appreciate it. So everybody, make sure you follow our hosts and co-hosts, Bartee at Bartee Photo, Willow at Willow Skylor, everywhere online. And of course, you can follow me at johnpyka.com. And with that, thanks everyone for watching. Tell 200-300 of your closest friends and family to come share the fun. And until next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the back of the cereal box. Bye. Love you, mean it.